Well, hello from my garden to yours, or just a part of it for right now anyway. You know, this one, oh gosh, I hope the wind speed of the fan above me doesn't affect this. This will be a little longer than normal. I'm combining, this is a May's update on the garden. And I do have some things to talk to you here about. Oh, a lot of things actually, that's why it's going to be a longer version. Kind of a channel update, I'd say combined maybe. And I'm just going to go ahead and kind of walk you through and talk with you as I go. That seems to work for me pretty well. You see here, I wanted to talk to you about this here. Rather than make a whole video, I'll make the video when we clean it. Because the algae that you leave behind, regardless of your peroxide water and everything else, obviously I've taken some plants out of here. Because that makes for a toxic atmosphere. So, what was the problem? That light, I think, is so helpful to me. It's not helpful to you when you have a see-through container like that. It just creates an area for it to thrive. So, yeah, I'm probably going to end up having to put it in a less lit area. Because you can see this is not too far from the sun, which is that. And it needs to be probably more in a shaded area. So, yeah, that was one of the drawbacks. And number two, you know, not great luck with the rooting of the fuchsia. I did give it back to my mother, finally. She'll be able to enjoy it, but not sure. We'll see what happens with that. Another thing I want to talk to you about is your pets. Yes. Do you remember Mark? Okay, this is Mark, and you've watched me try to save him in the last two videos. Yes, indeed. I think the Marquettes are here somewhere. Oh, yes, here they are. Yes, they're trying to reroot and grow. All right, well, we found out what the problem was here. Yes, when you have cats and dogs, yeah, you bring the outdoors indoors, hon. I mean, it's exactly what it is. That poor plant. I came around the corner, and my dog is not a mischievous little dog or anything. He really isn't. He's usually trying to eat that microbial supplemental stuff out of the soil. But no, there he was in his glory. Yeah, right up there on top of the plant, you know, just going away. I've always wondered. I thought that the plant saucer was leaking, and I kept buying new ones, yes, and replacing them. And he's wondering to himself why I keep washing the plants. Well, I have to shield my plants from the dogs, and I only have one, but I do have an answer for you that have cats, even in the house. I have to make sure it's not going to have any pokey things on it that's going to scratch and harm the cat, but it's going to be a slight little shield, kind of like a rain gutter kind of material, only, like I said, making sure it's not sharp, but it creates like a little border, and hopefully we can make them pretty much to match any size pot or hanging pot, and at least try and keep the cats out of it. I heard one of you with your cat. I'm sorry, but it's not the cat's fault. No, it wasn't my dog's fault either. Because he likes to eat that stuff in the soil, though, I need to put up a gate. He's not a cat. He can't climb it, thank goodness. So we hope that Mark comes back. Poor thing. He's been through quite a bit. Anyway, this one's doing well. I love these plants. I'm going to start making plant containers for people, you know, for gifts and things, with different ones of these plants, because they just keep on coming with more blooms. And oh yes, I'm making a fairy garden, but I'm making my own because I can't find anything that makes me happy. But we'll do a video on that. And here I was so happy. I only have one eye at the moment, is why I'm not doing this, talking to you about some of the things I'm going to talk about. I climbed a tree I was allergic to. How was I to know? I know now. So I wanted to show you. Oh yeah, it made one of my eyes swell pretty bad. I don't want that on my camera for all time. Look it. Do you see that? It's starting to root and make a new little plant. That's why I'm doing my fairy garden, because I can put little succulents and things in there, and I just really enjoy doing this. And I was going to give this away, but I'm not so sure anymore. But I don't think this is going to root. No, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But I'll put different things in here. But I still have faith for that, because look, or hope. Maybe not. We'll see. Doing well though. And now I gotta plant all these tomatoes, because no one I know, I think you saw me do that video. This is the second taking of those, and they just want to live. So we must be making a lot of salsa this summer, from what I can tell anyway. This one's doing very well. This is another one in the same family as that one. I just forget how to say the name, but it's very pretty. I cut away all the dead stuff, and they say if you keep cutting it back, it'll keep blooming. I want to make a really nice basket, or a few of them, with some of these, but we'll do that on a different video. I found it so very easy to do. This is actually a baby of this one. So I just took one of these, actually, a dead head. When I took it off, I stuck it in the soil. So it does very well. They do take a lot of water, a lot more than I thought a succulent would need. But yeah, we'll get into the watering thing that I've run into here in a moment. That's why it's going to be a little longer. My jalapenos, they started to get hit by something, not sure, but I've been treating them. They desperately need to be on the floor, but something is causing them problems. And this is how it started before. Can you see this? So, yeah, I don't see a clear view. Yeah, we want to make sure that we don't have any kind of problem happening there. And I put my microscope and my scale, everything in the same place, so of course I'd know where to find it. And I don't remember where that was. Not all that good with my organization skills. These videos help me keep track of everything. More tomatoes. I know. But, gonna find something to do with them. And the little fawn, well, he's so trying, isn't he? I just gave him his first supplements of the calcium and magnesium. So, you know, hopefully I don't see much life left in these here. As a matter of fact, oh no, that one has some life into it. When they don't have any life left in them, they'll just come right out of the soil like that. If they give you a little bit of a tug, leave them alone. Maybe they're just trying to, you know, gain some strength or something in there. And my stone, oh yes, we're gonna have lots of these in that little garden. I just love this little fella. I don't know what it is about these plants, but yeah, I sent them to my sister-in-law. She had to look them up to see what they were. But I'm hoping she likes them as much as I like mine. It'll just keep growing like a rock almost, you'll see. And then it'll split open like this, and there's flowers that come out of here. And I just keep turning this one. I'm really interested to see if that's going to be a tendril. And at the end of this will be a flower. But it's got to go to the very top and try to find the top of the canopy that it'll never find. Because it's what it does in the jungle. It grows kind of like an orchid would, or a even my monstera and those kind of plants. Oh, what's the other? Philodendron? Well, those are like, I call them parasite plants. They live off of a plant. And so will this. Live off of a floor, the jungle, or wherever it comes from. And then this will seek the very, very top of the jungle canopy. And that's where it will flower. It only flowers for like 45 minutes once a year. I'll try to capture it. And my Stella plant, oh, very happy she is. I dropped her to the floor. She got a little happy, and then she got a little unhappy. So, not too sure. I just keep moving her. Let me change her a little bit more. There you go. So that she gets, you know, better all over coverage, because she's getting so tall. And if I cut her then she'll end up splitting at the top and having, I don't like that. Not now. Maybe later I'll cut her down and let her do that. But for right now, I just want to see how big she can get. And Herbert, well, Herbert's always been happy since we repotted him. Yep, he doesn't follow me around anymore or grab me when I walk by. Yeah, that was a little disturbing. But he really wanted to be in a place where he could grow better, and he seems to be much happier in there. And yes, I take them out of their saucers a lot because I want them to get the full aeration that they need. I'm going to talk to you a bit more about the water irrigation here when we go to the next garden. I've noticed some plants really require a lot more water than others. I'm always thinking it's super wonderful when the lights are out and yet the fan is still on. Alright, I had to move some of my plants, and I've noticed that some of them need more aeration than they were getting. I did add a fan, and that takes care of some of my heater problem. I know it's not sexy. I don't care about how it looks. I need it to function and not burn my plants, because the heater will. And see, the Monstera, it seems to be doing thing there, but I don't see, do you? I don't see a new leaf forming yet. It needs a moss pole, and we'll talk about that because I have to make it. Don't really want to, but the ones that they have for sale aren't quite like the guy I watch, and his stuff looks super fabulous, and it's a really healthy way to grow them and propagate them. You have to be able to let them grow with those roots into a pole, and it will keep growing up. It's what it's supposed to do. I just have to get the stuff for it. And the aloe vera, look at it. Look, and yes, Charlene, she's one of my subscribers, and she has a problem with her aloe vera right now. I'm trying to show you that little tiny one down here. He always likes to hide. Huh. Anyway, do you see how healthy it looks now? And green? I can't find the other video to download to show you how pale it looked before, because it really truly needed to have a cactus soil and this clay pot. It made all the difference in the world. Sorry about that. And the parsley, yes. Am I happy? Yes, I'm happy. I love parsley. So I'm very happy that I think it's happy here, but I kind of wonder if I need to move the mint. You know, mint really is usually something that just takes over everywhere. But the light that's normally here, we're going to talk about lighting in another video. It burnt out, and that white light seems to make all the difference in the world. So it might help. Sorry, I might have to. Yeah, I've tried to move this pot. It's really heavy, but see how well the English ivy's doing. So pairing these together is pretty good. And the Canna, well, I don't know if you can see the new shoot, or if the new shoot's so high it's part. Yeah, here is the new shoot. Now they're coming in burnt. Not too sure why. I cut some of it away, but we're just gonna have to kind of go as we can. Yeah, it's a juggling act to get in the middle of here. Actually, I'm trying to free this up a little bit to where it isn't so difficult to get to. But here's my fire stick, and nope, he hasn't turned orange yet. We're hoping that he gets some pups. That's how he will live again. Because remember, we divide those, and we only water him from the top. Every once in a while, and when I feed him in the soil. Everything's gotten their cow mag and everything. And the peppers and the calla lily, well, this is one of the plants that the dog kept, well, doing his business on. Now that we've solved that problem, let's hope that they take off a little more. And this beautiful calla lily, yes, it's absolutely beautiful, will actually bloom this year. And these ones I think were just extra jalapeno I had left over. And up here, oh, let me tell you, I can't even begin to tell you what I think of my pink princess. I am needing places to showcase. It's what I want. They're beautiful to me. I need to showcase some of mine. And we're going to do a little bit of reorganizing here, but I need to clear some areas first. Luckily, I have all these extra lights, but she's doing so well. And this is one of the new leaves she got with me. So, see the character? You have to be very tender with them. They bleed like a rust color. It's very disturbing. It makes you feel like you've done something terrible. And this one, all from being here. So, very, very taken by this plant. And if you look, you'll see they put many of them in here at one time. So we're going to take the extra ones out so they have room to grow and make their own. And then we'll have a few more pink princesses. Really love the plant. And this one here, not only is he working on his second leaf with me. See, this is the first one he got with me. Now here's the second one. And then look at here. Look at all those coming. So he's very, very happy to be here. And I'm very, very happy to have him. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Yeah, see, I need them to have a little more space. But I needed to figure out, you know, the climate and everything first. And by spraying these every day, and I do it with that peroxide spray. Come here. We renamed him Christopher. Well, because Christopher was so fond of him. And he kind of, well, I don't know, he kind of reminded me of him. Anyway, see how shiny and healthy he is now? It's just from giving him that little extra burst of mist every day. And he had some CalMag, and are you happy, honey? I sure hope so. We all love him. And let me grab here. Oh, what a juggling act it is. And they can get heavy. This one doesn't have a name yet. No, I believe this is my Thanksgiving cactus. And see how healthy and happy? So, just a little bit of misting, of course, when the lights are out. I usually wait till after it's over. Because, it's a balancing act here. I wait for the lights to go out. That way they have all night. And they don't have the water just sitting there on them, waterlogging them, because for some reason the hydrogen peroxide, it causes the water to evaporate faster. And my little potatoes. And this is my big guy. And I put this water on my plants. He's starting to have some life. They put some retardants or something on here to keep you from being able to do this. And remember I told you sometimes the little guys pack more punch? Look it. I got a lot more growth off the little guy. It's time for me to change their water out. So, while the area is working rather well, the reason why I'm a little sweaty too is because the humidifier is full. It needs to be changed. You definitely need a dehumidifier. I did want to add that I had a grower take a look at my stuff, and when I dropped these lights, I dropped them about 6 to 8 inches, which was fine. I upped the bloom cycle, but this one here, even without the bloom cycle, has less light than that one. They're twins, and yet the light plants that were underneath them, the ones here, were healthy and happier than these ones over here getting the extra burple. I think you can over burple a plant if you don't have enough white light. And they really needed to have that extra little supplement of that little light over there I started with in the corner. That's what starts it all. You can grow anything with that. You can start anything with that. But I think it needs the white light and not just the burple, because the burple tends to shrink from it, from what I can tell anyway. And here, We're back with our onions, which I'm gonna talk to you about the watering problem. They need 16 ounces more of water a day than I do everything else. And since I've been giving them more water, well, some of them are starting to come to life. And this one here was starting to show life. So they needed more water than everything else, and that's why they weren't thriving. And this one, same thing. Same thing, only you can see with more water, it made a big difference for them. So they need more than just I don't know if it's a gallon a day or not, but I'll talk to you about that when we get to the tomato, because I've made a decision that will be helpful for not just me, but for everyone. This one I'm not too sure if I should pull. Well, I don't really want to pull it because look, it's not really done, but it's a double one. It's a regrown one, but you can see these are all my little seed ones coming up. Yes, that makes me very happy. And I found with my regrowing of them, if I pull as much outer layers off as possible, because it's just going to rot anyway, and just keep the very, very middle, I had better luck. And yeah, balancing act doesn't begin to explain. Yeah, we gotta clean this room still. But you see what happened with my radishes? Well, first of all, they weren't getting enough water. Second of all, I don't think I buried them deep enough. We're gonna redo this on another video. They need to be 1 inch down. But I'm still waiting to see what happens here, because I still have faith. I don't know. And I think this here is our little watermelon. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. It kind of looks like a weed. Kind of looks like a radish is what it looks like. I could be wrong. Where'd it go? We'll see. I'm still waiting to see if he'll pop up here. And my carrots, they're just now starting to come up. Alright, oh, and the cilantro. Don't want to fall. Definitely don't want to fall. It's starting to come up, you could see. And I'm trying to get this head here. Oh, I'm really happy about this. So I'm hoping to get a lot of seed out of that, because it'll help me reseed, and it smells wonderful. It really, really does. I'm kind of wondering though, coming back here for a second, I remember we planted the watermelon in the middle. I don't see it. Yeah, I might just, I know it sounds crazy, because I've done this before and all of a sudden, oops, everything comes up. But we need a watermelon in here, which is probably going to need an IV bag. Coming over to here, I have 9 more plants to put in here, which is fine. It really is, because you know, I thought I had a chair in here. Anyway, I showed you how I staked this one here. Yeah, it's a balancing act. Really sorry. Because I was hoping it would end up grasping. Well, I gotta help it out here and there because I have more little ties and stuff. That they'll all grow up their own pole. And when I had told you that if you pinch it, it will kill the plant, I mean the whole entire top. If it gets pinched off, it won't continue to grow. These are all the ones we just put in. And the reason why they took off so well, and took so well, is because I ran them in 16 ounces. Is it done now? Okay, luckily this took about a day for this one to empty. 16 ounces every day. That's how come they took so well, and we got to put more in here and cut this back. I really don't know how. You're gonna have to look it up and cut it back down and let it, I guess I'll have to bake a potato. Sounds good to me. Anyway, I've been focusing on this water problem and realizing that I'm gonna have to put in a water irrigation system. But I'm going to do one, and I'm going to show you how to do it the most simplest way. And believe me, I went and talked to people that know how to tell me in the most simplest way, the most affordable way, and one where you can get the supplies in any country that you're in. And while I thought I was going to talk to you more about that, well, it's been quite a climb and a travel to get you this far. I will talk to you later, I promise. But I wanted to at least get out a garden update, and as soon as all my supplies come in, I will be talking to you and showing you exactly how to put it together in a way that your 5-year-old should be able to sit next to you and watch you do it, and with parent supervision, because one of the tools are kind of sharp, he should be able to do it, honestly. So I'll talk to you later. You have a lovely day, and I will as well. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.